Welcome to episode 164 of the Muck Podcast, a member of the Odd Pods Media Network. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Hi! Happy birthday, Hillary!
My dress is having a moment. My dress is having a moment, darling. Don't you love this dress so much?
Love the dress.
Go to our YouTube and see my birthday dress.
Yes, and
there's fringe on the back.
And a birthday crown.
And a birthday wig. And a birthday crown.
And a birthday balloon.
A birthday choker. Hi! Oh, and yes, Tina. I opened the door. Tina had this in front of her face. So we should name this guy. What should we name him? He's our third. He's our co-host
so
today.
Cute.
He's adorable. Look at you.
I don't know.
Did you go on strike in space?
Went on strike. I mean, the only thing I think of is Major Tom because, you know.
Yes. Well, I told you the first thing I thought of was Phoebe Bridgers, who performed on Jimmy Kimmel Jimmy Fallon in a spacesuit. No, Jimmy Kimmel? I don't fucking know.
Who cares?
Who cares?
It's Phoebe.
She looked hot.
Oh,
and of
that's
course I immediately went out and Bridgers! Give us a kiss.
Bridgers,
you sweet baby. You look at
sweet.
you.
Look at you, little shiny.
Tickle.
Little shiny hands.
Hi. I put my hands lower, but we're not an X-rated show.
We are not.
Well, we kind of are.
I mean, we might be a little explicit.
The language.
You know what I mean?
But the language. The language, darling.
Do you want to be your president?
Ooh!
I'm so excited.
So my birthday, this comes out my birthday is in 5 days, but still we're doing it a little early.
Yeah, a couple days before, because
oh my gosh,
it's better than after,
this coffee,
right?
though.
Because after is after.
No,
and before
this
you're
is
still
good.
like excited.
This is good. Look at this huge bag, Tina. You always do too much.
No, I don't.
Is there a card that I should not be doing?
No, I'm bad with cards.
Oh, the sash, which says it's my birthday. We're gonna save that for when we do
and
something.
And it's glittery.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, I hope that you
Let's
like
see.
this. I just.
Tina, don't do that.
I know.
That's so my mother to do
I know.
that. Okay, hold on. Is this it?
That's like the.
Oh my god, it feels like an album. Oh bitch, I'm gonna fucking freak out. What the fuck is this? What album? Oh my god! Tina, what the fuck?
Isn't that exciting?
Fucking bitch! Look at this! Mount Joy!
Yay! Okay, I'm so happy.
One of the most perfect albums ever made. Oh my god.
I was so excited to get this for you.
Girl, this fucking album. Oh, have you heard that?
You love this. So I like the Astro Band, the cheeses.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's on their new album, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here's the best songs on this album. Roly Poly, Johnson Song, Don't It Feel Good, and Bathroom Light. Best songs on the album.
Yay!
This is orange vinyl. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. I love this band so much.
I'm so excited. Yay!
Tina, you're the fucking tits. God damn it. Now I have to... You know what happened is... My ex-husband broke the needle on this record player.
No, he didn't.
Okay, listen. It's
Put the needle on the record.
Uh-huh.
Put the needle on the record. Remember that?
No, but I love
and
it.
And the drum beat goes like this.
Yeah. I got it. Oh, a little balloon.
A little baby balloon. Like a lollipop.
Oh my god. We are going to get X-rated. We got a whole bunch of things happening here. Hold on, let me put that there. Is there something else?
There's one little
By the way, I'd like to say something. I bought you a gift. And it got here yesterday, and they sent me the wrong size, and I was fucking pissed. But you're gonna love it. No, it's just like I saw it online, and I was like, I have to get this. We're gonna have matching shirts, basically. Oh! Tina, what the fuck? Oh, it's a Mount Joy
Isn't it so
shirt.
cute?
Oh my god!
I hope you like. I was like, oh, which one? But I
Dude,
thought you would like
fucking
this one.
love it. Oh my god, I love it.
Isn't it so cute? Yay.
Tina, you did too much.
No, and then there's like a stupid, just like
All right,
little
hold on.
snacky.
Let me see.
Because you know.
This is a fantastic gift.
Do you like
Oh
it?
my god.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
You need
Don't
Twizzlers, girl.
Don't come up to me with no red vines. If you're a red vines person, step out the fucking door. We don't play with red vines in this fucking house. Thank you.
Yay!
Ooh, Tina. I just said last night, if I go deaf, just kill me. Like, if I can't hear music, I want to die. Like, that's how fucking much I love it.
So if it's
Do you
a question
understand me?
blind, deaf, whatever, whatever the third option is.
Just get me out. Just get me out. Because I once knew what music was, and now I can't hear it, and that would make me so fucking sad. Just kill me. That's what I say.
Yeah, and I know that they can still feel like the...
No,
I know.
I can't.
Because there's a whole, they called themselves deaf heads. And they would like go to dead shows, because they could like feel like the Oh my and they were like really into it.
Speaking of deadheads, that record got me high. Oh my god.
We have to figure out. We have to figure out because I've been like, oh, we can maybe do this or this or this. So we'll like put a list together.
Yeah, Rob, who hosts the show, I've been on there 3 times. 3 times on that record got me high, talking about music that I love. But he puts out these Patreon episodes, and so patrons. You can record on his podcast, on his website into this microphone, and it uploads the audio, and that's what he uses for the episode. And so he'll do special episodes like This Song Makes Me Sad, which this Song That Makes Me Sad episode is so good, but let me tell you, and Rob, if you're listening, I fucking cried the whole time because Rob just recovered from having a stroke, like a stroke where he was driving and crashed his car.
My God.
The man is now back at work, incredibly. Also, 2 days later, put out a fucking podcast. I'm like, is he in the hospital doing this? What the fuck is he doing? But that record made me sad episode. It's a lot of his friends and people care about him, and the whole time they're like, we hope you're doing good. We're rooting for you. We're thinking about you. And I was just like,
I'm covered.
It was so good. So he did one. This one he just did was that record made me happy. The song that makes me happy. And so I did the Laverne and Shirley theme song because I fucking love it. But in the beginning, he gives us a huge shout out, and he has been asking for he wants both of us to come on as guests with one record. So we have to find a record.
We'll find a good record.
But he just said no Grateful Dead.
No, it's fine. I love the Dead, but
I know you love
so
tons
much. So much. And
you're a huge music fan.
I don't know why lately, I have just been in this back in this Eddie Vedder mode.
Honey.
But not even listening to full songs. I just watch clips of him when I used to be in love with him. I'm always going to be in love with him. But and hot. He, it's the thing for me with Eddie Vedder, because I'm someone that I love the song, I love the music, but I very much connect to the singer and the way that the singer sings the song. And Eddie Vedder is it's every do you remember early Eddie Vedder where his eyes were rolled in the back of his head while he's singing, and he's so into it, and I've seen them live so many times that it's just incredible to watch this person. But there was this video I watched the other day, and he's sweating, and I'm like,
we gotta take a minute. We gotta take a minute here. Take a breath.
Send me into this. And my husband,
I just thought of a new moment for the puck, the muck. A new moment could be hot guy moment.
Hot guy moment. Ooh.
The Muck's hot guy moment this week is Eddie Vedder.
Oh my God.
Classic vintage, eat it up.
He's still hot. But
he's still fucking hot.
He is so hot. So, my friend the other day got me, I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Karen and Sandy, because they got me a signed copy.
Oh, by the way, you sent me pictures. I didn't realize who wrote that. Oh. I thought it was somebody else. I did not realize it was who it was.
Yeah. Oh.
That's fucking crazy.
So they got me a signed copy of Michael Imperioli's book, The Perfume Burned My Eyes. And so she's like, because I hadn't really seen her, and she's like, open it. And I opened it from behind, and I go, this is Michael Imperioli's book. I got so excited. And she goes, well, that's not. And I was like, no. And so we're outside the pool at my son's pool, and I open it, and it's not just Michael Imperioli, but
she loves this motherfucker. Loves him.
It says to Tina,
love
Michael.
I told you better hide that shit.
Love Michael. And I screamed
girl
at the top, when I opened it.
Like how I opened Mount Joy?
My eyes started cheering up. I was we're fucking crazy. And she was like, oh my God. So I guess her husband is friends with someone who knows him, and he was doing a book signing.
Oh my God!
And so, was like,
you're
hey.
You're like a 6 degree separation.
Yes, and was like, so-and-so says hi, well, can you sign this for my friend? And I was like,
Holy
How
shit.
sweet that they
That
did
is
that.
that is
But
incredible.
he was right here. He was at the Miami Book Fair this year signing that book, and I could have seen him like up close.
Now listen, he's a little political.
He is
amazing. That we could
amazing.
get him on the podcast to talk about Florida and how fucked up Florida is.
So I have like P.S. I have like DM'd him like several times. Like anytime he I'm like, please, like I have this podcast. Like I get it. Like sorry. Like but, and I've tried to find like who is his agent. Like who. And so I said to her, I said, I'd love to have him on the podcast. She's like, well, maybe I can. I was like, no, I can't ask you to do that.
No.
But maybe I can ask you to do that.
Bridgers, what do you think? Bitch, you better ask her to get him on the podcast. That's what I'm saying, Bridgers.
Because he's like so political.
Use that power. Use the connections that we have. Yeah, he's very political. And I think he's to come on and talk about DeSantis, like why wouldn't somebody take the opportunity to do that?
So the reason why I mentioned that was because I called my husband and I was like, oh my God, you're not going to guess what Karen got me. He goes, what, a vial full of Eddie Vedder's tears.
You two deserve each other. You two deserve each other.
I was like, he knows me so well.
Yeah.
A vial of Eddie Vedder's tears. I was like, well, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
really,
I'd wear that shit around my neck.
No, like Angela.
Like the blood, with the blood vial. Oh, ambitious.
All right, we're insane.
All right,
Okay,
hold on.
Okay.
Speaking of, remember last week you're like, I want to make a plea to people to talk about DeSantis. You know who talks about him all the time is Leslie Jones. She's an amazing comedian.
Yes.
She was on Saturday Night Live for a while. She just co-hosted Daily Show for like a week. She's everywhere talking about DeSantis. Like Joy Reid show saying, he is a racist, just say it.
Yeah.
Like she's calling him out and on her Instagram. So I wanted to tell you that so you would know.
Thank God.
What's going
because
on.
My thing is, like, and I was talking to my friend Karen about this the other day, and she's like, you know what, this is a microcosm.
Yeah.
The state of Florida is a microcosm for him to test out and do, and then know, okay, this is how it worked here. This is how we do it on a national level, right?
He wrote a book. He's got a book coming out that talks about this is what the plan's, and this is how you can apply it.
Yeah, and it's
nationwide.
very frightening. And I'm tired. I don't want to see these videos anymore of like, thank God I'm not in Florida. And, ooh, God, Florida's crazy. Oh, Florida. Like guys, this isn't, like you can't just like say, dismiss us and go, God, that place sucks. Or God, that place, there's a piece of shit over there. Like, every single one of us is going to be fucked. Every single one of us in this country
going to be?
Is going to be fucked if he's elected president. Like, we're already screwed in Florida.
Yeah.
But you can't just go, God, well, I'm glad I'm in Massachusetts, or thank God I'm in Cali. Like, he's coming for all of us.
Yeah. And you can't sleep on candidates like this.
No.
We all slept on Trump. Oh, he can't win. He's crazy. Listen to him. He's nuts. Yeah. No one's going to vote for him. He won state after state after state after state. And you're like, what the fuck? DeSantis will do the same thing.
My mother said
the same thing.
My mother said the same thing yesterday. Well, you don't think on a national level. And I'm like, what?
No, he can win.
And
he'll win. And I think he will. I think he will. God. And we will be fucked.
We got to get the hell out.
Yeah. And by the way, I know you don't like those videos, but the second that I'm out of Florida, I'm going to be making videos like, so glad I'm not there anymore. I will be making those videos.
Well, I just...
When I lived in Florida, and here's the best part, like happening today. Today is February 25th.
Gosh.
There is so much fucking shit happening, and I am so fucking excited about it because it's like drama that if you know, you know, but like people don't care.
You were talking about the thing, the rally today.
No, I'm talking about the FDP election for the chair.
I'm
so the Florida Democratic Party's chair has stepped down, and we knew this ago. We talked about it on the podcast a couple weeks ago. There are now just 3 candidates. The guy that used to work at FDP, he stepped down and gave his support, I think, to Annette. So it's Annette Taddeo, Nikki Fried, and Rick Hoy. Still Rick's sitting in there, which... And
I take the shot, roll the dice.
Watching this is so insane to me because it's like watching. I don't know how to explain it. First of all, the 2 women candidates are very polarizing in the party. Yeah. You either like them or you don't.
Yeah, it's true.
And the people who don't like Annette Taddeo are because they have long memories. Who remember 5 years ago when she went head to head with the party and fucking talked so much shit about them, which you are not allowed to do. You are not allowed to do that. And all of the people who are the leaders in there fucking remember, and they're like, never Annette Taddeo, right? So they're all on Nikki's team. And the people who don't like Nikki talk about how she supported Republicans, how she lost the state, like whatever.
She lost the state because you guys didn't support her. How about that?
I have to tell you,
and she was a lobbyist, and as a lobbyist, you're working both sides because you're trying, and because she was like a marijuana lobbyist.
Listen, I gotta tell you, I have never in my life said these words. I don't care about any of these candidates. Like, I usually can just go, all right. I can't. I don't care about any of them. Any of them. I think that whoever gets this job, it's going to be very hard. But every single person in it has an ego the size of Kansas. You know what I mean? They are all in it for themselves. And I appreciate everybody doing work for all of them. I know everybody who's still fighting and campaigning for them believes in their candidates. I have a problem, and it's called bullshit goggles. All right? And I can see through it. And I've seen, as you have, even recently, when Annette Taddeo jumped from race to race to race and moved out of a Senate seat, which I believe was flipped red in November.
It was.
So, like, we need Democrats in the Florida Senate. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Because to me, it was clear to me that Charlie Crist asked her to run to pull votes from Nikki Fried, and she gladly did it, thinking that Charlie would win the nomination and she would get something out of it.
She probably knew that he wasn't even going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then she runs for a U.S. House seat and she loses that. You know, after she steps out of the governor's race, she's very much a politician where she needs to be, you know, running all the time. And she doesn't have a lot of fans in the party. So I don't know how it's going to shake out. I haven't really been paying attention about who has the most votes. I'm still on the side of Nikki Fried, only because out of the three candidates, like when she was in her last position as the Commissioner of Agriculture, like she did do a lot of stuff. And so I feel like she was able to make things happen in that position and had the ability to do it despite all of the roadblocks. So I feel like, you know, she can maybe pull things together for the Democrats. That's out of the three. That's who I'm. Whoever gets this job, it's going to be really fucking hard, and they got to do work.
Yeah,
you have to do the work. Please do not come to me in 2024 when we lose this fucking state again. And tell me that you did everything you could in the last 2 years, or well, it's DeSantis' fault because he was too strong of a candidate, or whatever. No. You don't. I am tired of Democrats pointing fingers across the aisle and blaming Republicans. And guess who else is? Everybody else is onto it. It's fucking lame. Stop blaming Republicans that we're losing our rights to abortion. You all didn't do your fucking jobs.
It's true.
Don't blame DeSantis for railroading horrible legislation that is going to put so many people in danger. Every single person in your life will find some place that they're going to be in danger because of these laws.
Yeah.
The gun, you walk the streets in Florida with a permitless carry and you are in danger in this state. But the Democrats dropped the fucking ball for 4 decades. You've dropped the ball. Stop blaming DeSantis. He didn't just show up.
That's true.
You motherfuckers haven't done your fucking job. So whoever takes it is going to take it. Now,
whoever takes it needs to go on such a like voting registration, like get out to vote. The
messaging about what we do and what they don't do, what they take away from you, what they have been taking away from you. Hit homeowners insurance. This is the fucking key. All right. Here's the other thing. Here's the thing about Rick Hoy that I am so fucking, it makes me wild. I told you a couple weeks ago, I haven't seen anything anywhere talking about him running for this, except now, like he's doing, you know, he was in like different meetings, you know, and he's going to be at the, like this weekend is the State Caucus LGBTQ Winter Conference in Orlando, and all of the candidates spoke last night, so we got to find out how that went. But like, otherwise, I don't see him out there. I don't see anybody. No one
stumping for him.
Stumping for him. I and heard it either. The list came out for all the committee people who were supporting Nikki Fried.
Yeah,
and the 2 Broward chairs, Ken Evans and Grace Carrington, are supporting Nikki Fried over their own chair.
Awkward.
It's fucking awkward, but it also, to me, is so interesting. It
sends a message to everybody down here.
Yeah.
It sends a message.
How about this? Now, they're very quietly, like, you know, throwing shade. But it pulls that curtain back on how people really feel about his leadership. And I will make another appeal. If that's how you feel, let's do something about it.
Yeah.
Because this county is way too fucking important. Broward County is too important to sit on your hands and say, yeah, everything's fine. everything's good because you really don't feel that way. And it's your job to tell us that as leaders, to fucking do the hard thing and tell us, because you have been supporting and standing behind somebody you don't really believe in. And we have lost Democrats the last 2 years. We've lost votes here. Step the fuck up and use your voice because you supposedly have power. Fucking do something about it. God damn.
Ugh.
Okay, wait, there's one more thing.
I have a couple.
All right, go ahead. I have something to tell you.
Okay. Oh, good. Mine are not. Okay. So I just wanted to bring attention to House Bill 999.
Girl, I just read about this today. I said it should be 666.
I said the same thing.
You did?
Yes.
Same jokes?
Woo!
Oh, wait, hold on. High five this motherfucker.
Hey.
Bridger's high five.
My little,
Look at his little butt. Oh, wait, is that his butt? I don't. Oh, he's got two butts.
Oh,
I don't know.
So this is a bill that sort of takes the Stop Woke Act a bit further, but on the university level, okay? Like, I don't get it coming after like K through 12, but I can kind of maybe see what they're trying to do, but I don't because they're stupid. But now we're hitting it on the university level. Like, now we're going to prevent gender studies. Now we're going to prevent CRT, which is theory. Like, when people study theory, I just wish, like, in college, if you are like a major that would study like humanities, or like even as an English major, like you had to study like different movements and to understand the context of what's happening, you know what I mean? Like, or these different theories and how they apply, and you know, there's deconstructionist and there's all this different stuff, and you can apply like gender theories to certain things, like, but it's about intellectual discourse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They want to remove diversity programs. They want to put tenured faculty at risk because they want to plop in whoever they want. And the other thing that is, I think, the most frightening is the issue of the board of directors, which he gets to appoint, you know, if he wants to. And then that board gets to delegate out the hiring of university presidents, which allows them to put in DeSantis picks at our universities. Now, we have some top public universities in this school, like with University of Florida and FSU. And we're putting our like, we have children in this state that have to go to college. You know what I mean? There are kids all across the state who, with bright futures or whatever it is, can't go out of state to other schools. Like, they have to go to their public state schools. And now they talk about indoctrination. They're the ones who indoctrinate.
Yep.
They're the ones.
Yep.
The other thing that he did is that other bill, and I don't remember the bill number, but it's the censorship of journalists bill. Yeah. And that bill is very, very frightening.
Yep.
Because the way that he's going after it, it's not so much because, you know, we hit the First Amendment, right? Like, I get it. But the way that he's doing it is that any criticism can be looked at as a threat. So right now there's safeguards in place because as public figures, we have the right to comment on their actions or behavior. Like, that's part of the First Amendment, like, right? That's why we have that First Amendment, so that we can criticize our leaders and have the ability to do that. But this law will allow celebs and these and politicians to go after journalists financially in a court of law.
Oh my God! This is what they did with the gun laws.
This is how they're going to do it, right? And it could bankrupt them because it's like it would be so expensive.
It keeps them quiet.
And this is all about targeting investigative journalists.
Yep.
Because guess who's got a 2024 presidential run? Who doesn't want all this shit coming out about his little behavior when he was a professor at a little private school, when he was torturing people as his little pretend, what was he, a urine analysis as Jag? Like, you're so tough. You're like analyzing people's piss.
This is what they did. There's a law on the books. It's been there for, 15 years. And what it basically ties the hands of local government. And it says that local municipalities, cities, can't make gun laws. They can't say, we're banning, assault rifles in Pompano Beach. Because if they do, the governor can remove them from office and they can be sued personally. So basically, city officials have been like, I'm not talking about guns. And it keeps them quiet. It keeps them from doing their fucking jobs and allowing them to do that. So
it is insane.
And again, it's against the First Amendment. Aren't we all Constitution. Don't we all love? Are we patriots?
No, they're not.
Now we don't love the forefathers.
Now they're not patriots. These are brainwashed people. They're brainwashed people.
I have to tell you,
and
DeSantis is one person. That fucking Republican legislature, all of them, all of you fucking motherfuckers are goddamn pussy, cowards, pieces of shit. You have the power to say bafangul to this motherfucker, and you don't do it. Because if you all did this, he couldn't do a goddamn fucking thing. But you cower because you're pussies, because your dicks are small, and this is how you feel powerful.
Yep.
This is it. This is how you feel powerful.
They're greedy, right? I want
and
this.
You're
I want
endangering lives.
Committee. I want this. I want that. Right? It's all about money. It's the level of selfishness within this party. And I would say 5 years ago, I would have been like, well, not everyone in the Republican Party. I'm beyond that now because those people that are on the more moderate end of the Republican Party, like you need to understand that fringe base. That's who you guys are. And you're either with that or you're not. And that's it. There's no choice anymore. And the other thing I read, and I posted it on my stories because I was like, you gotta be kidding me that it's like we're in fucking bizarro land. But that Alabama rep, Barry Moore, and co-sponsored by Marjorie Taylor Greene, George Santos, and Lauren Boebert, they put a bill forward about making the AR-15 the national gun of America. This is what they're doing.
Oh my...
There's all this shit happening in our country as far as like taxes and insurance and the economy. And this is the bullshit that these people are focusing on.
I just blacked out.
It's insane.
I did not.
Yeah, this is where we are.
I'm at a loss of fucking words.
We're in fucking cuckoo town is where we are.
That is the craziest thing I've ever fucking... It's crazier than saying we're going to light up the Capitol in remembrance of MST.
It's crazier than Marjorie Taylor Greene saying like we got to secede and we got to have a civil war. And listen, I don't even care. Like, fine, let's go. You know what I mean? I love when she says shit like that. And you look at the data, and you look that it's the Democratic states that give the most money. It's the Republican states that are poor, that have the highest pregnancy rates, that have the highest
obesity rates.
They have the issues with STIs because there's no education. All this stifling of people. Your states are shit.
You're shit.
They're shit ass states. I'm sorry. Like
I gotta tell you,
I can't.
Can you imagine rising to the level of U.S. House Rep, which I find like very distinguished, you know, that's a big fucking deal.
You're in Congress.
That's a big fucking deal.
What?
This is no joke. And you think the thing you should be doing, like I said, we talked about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it was not maybe 2 weeks ago. And I said,
nuts.
This is what she thinks is important. You think making a national gun for America is important?
Yeah.
Do you understand the fucking joke in that? It's fucking horrific. That's horrific. Mass shootings don't happen anywhere else but here on this regular basis. They happen every single day here.
Every day.
How about this? Put it on the American flag because it is who we are. Put that fucking bill through. Yeah. The American flag now has a silk screen of an AR-15 on it.
Oh God, they would
do that
shit up. It's so disgusting.
It's disgusting. People have lost children.
I know.
Babies. They're tiny little babies at school. And you think that's appropriate? I just can't wrap my head around how fucking dumb it is. And it stunts. Get your fucking head out of your ass. Like I said before, you got nothing else going on in your district?
I know. Oh, and her other thing, did you see the other thing that she said? She's like...
Tina, my head's gonna explode with this fucking bitch.
That Marjorie Taylor Greene, she said something about, like, if Democrats move to red states, that they shouldn't be allowed to vote for 5 years.
All right, stop.
She's
By the way, I just looked at this video, and I look like a French maid with my little hat. Don't you look like a French maid?
That's kind of cute.
It's so, like,
Ooh.
Clue.
Oh, my God.
What's your name?
Yes. Oh, she's...
All right, here's my thing before we start. First of all, you know who my boyfriend is, Mark Maron. My imaginary boyfriend. So he just has he has a stand-up special out on HBO right now, which I have not seen yet, but my mom said is very good. And so he's out promoting, so he's everywhere. So I watched this clip of him on a podcast, and the guy's talking to him like they're in the same room, and the guy's like, the room, like you have some scent on, like what is it? What kind of cologne is that? He goes, I've worn it for like 30 years. Patchouli.
He's a little hippie.
I was like, what?
He got that patchouli oil, and man, that's like that's a heavy smell.
It's a heavy smell. I'm not a patchouli fan.
Okay,
now, I know you probably are.
No.
What? No?
But, I mean, I am very familiar with patchouli, dear God. But patchouli mixed with vanilla. If you have more vanilla and a little bit of patchouli, that smells very good. Well, you gotta do a nice little mix.
He said that some girlfriend, it was a hippie girlfriend that he had, and he loved it, so he still wears it. And I was just like,
I find that adorable.
It's adorable, but to me, I always think patchouli. I think of like hippie vagina, like that's what a hippie's vagina smells like.
Oh,
patchouli.
Oh, like musky.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
like they're trying to cover up the fact that they're like fucking in the woods for days, like rolling around in dirt and shit.
Oh no, I just thought you meant like.
I don't like patchouli, and now I'm thinking my love for Mark Maron might fade.
Oh no!
Because I'm into
you
this
gotta be like thing. You gotta be like, listen, go take a shower.
And then how do you slowly like introduce like this is a scent that I like. Like here's the thing.
Well, you mix the patchouli with vanilla and you move.
You don't think he'll notice?
And then they moves out.
Okay. Well, see, first here's the deal. Like that's at the level where I'm like living with Mark Maron. So first I got to meet Mark Maron, and then I've got to charm him with all of my assets,
please,
with my titties.
I love you.
When all else fails, pull them titties out, girl. It'll happen. It'll make it all happen.
Manifest it.
I said I'm either giving you a witchy moment or a car wash moment. Like we're either going to car wash or we're going doing witch. Hi. All right, girl, let's do this.
Okay, let's do that. Oh, I go first.
You go first.
All right. Buckle up, girl.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's your birthday, but...
But why should things change? I'm going to kick you in the head anyway.
Sorry.
Here we go.
All right, so today...
Yes.
I'm going to tell you the story of Judge Donna Scott Davenport.
That's a very drag name.
Ooh,
the House of Davenport.
She needs to be dragged through the mud, if anything. But
now let me ask you, Bridgers, do you like Drag Race?
Very
much. I love it. I know. I knew we were going to fucking be friends, bruh.
So Judge Scott Davenport oversaw juvenile justice cases in Tennessee, but after implementing a, quote, filter system, she illegally sent children to jail. So our story takes place in Rutherford County, Tennessee, from about the year 2000 to the present.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
She's still on the bench?
Well, no, but it was
okay.
very recent. Very recent. All right, so from her Rutherford County government page, Davenport attended North Greenville University in Middle Tennessee, where she earned a BA and an MA in criminal justice, and then she got a law degree from Nashville School of Law. From there, she had a private practice. Then she worked part-time on the juvenile court as a magistrate, and she also adjuncted at Middle Tennessee State University, and that's just like, part-time professor, not tenured or full-time or anything. She was appointed as judge to the juvenile court in 2000. And then she ran and won re-election. So she was appointed first, and there were these 8-year terms. So she was appointed first, and then she ran and won in 2006, and then again in 2014. And
those are long terms.
Yeah, they're 8-year terms. So she was also appointed by Governor Bill Haslam to serve on the Three Branches Institute, which worked to bring all three branches of government together to help child protection and justice, the juvenile justice system in the state. And it becomes very ironic that like she's sitting on all these boards and like ends up being very horrible as a person. So Davenport started to oversee the juvenile justice cases in Rutherford County, beginning with her appointment in 2000. So, digging right into the major incident. Since her time in office, 48% of the kids who found themselves in front of this judge were jailed. 48%. The statewide average is 5%.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Yeah. So the thing that like kind of blew my mind with
People
this case.
work in the courtroom with her. They don't see.
Well, this is the thing that blew my mind with this case is that it went on for nearly 20 years.
This ain't right.
And no one said anything, and no one brought attention. No one sounded the alarm. I mean, thank God for investigative journalism. DeSantis.
Well, you know, this is what he's trying to prevent.
Yeah. Thank God for that, because these journalists at ProPublica, they were the ones who drew attention and brought this all to light.
Wow.
Like, that's why we need journal. I mean, we've said it so many times on this podcast, but it's like, I don't understand. All right, so they end up exposing Davenport for the monster that she really is. And Ken Armstrong and Miraba Knight, along with Alex Mirjeski, published a series of articles in 2021 that looked into basically like these bullshit crimes and made up crimes that were used to jail children. And
made up crimes.
So So I want to stress again, juvenile court system, these are kids, right? And I feel like when we think of kids in juvie, we still think like teenagers. I'm talking about kids, in one particular story I'm going to share, as young as 8 years old. Okay?
Jesus. And also, let's not forget, once you're in that system, it's very difficult. So they try to prevent going, putting these kids in the system and giving them sentences, because it's very difficult to get yourself back out of it.
Right.
You're missing school, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And the state did have, according to Armstrong, the state did have things in place to avoid jailing kids right before they face trial.
Jailing kids.
Right? Because, like, just like with an adult, like if you're accused of a crime, like you might have to post bail and et cetera, before you go before the judge. But with kids, they would try to have it like you're at home until you have to face trial, right?
Of course.
But the Rutherford juvie system went rogue, and they changed things up to say that any kid that was deemed, quote, a true threat, which is very vague, right? Like, what does that mean? Could be detained, meaning they're held in a detention facility until they could be seen by the judge. So they're not at home with their parents.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? And then what's to determine what a true threat is? And that could be up to the judge too, right? So what's more, Judge Davenport appointed the director of the Juvenile Detention Center, right? So she appoints the director of the Juvie Center. She's the one presiding on these cases, right? So, like, now they've got this reciprocal sort of relationship. They're working together.
No.
And, finally in 2017, a federal judge said that they had to stop using their filter system that they created, and they had to follow the state laws. So Davenport held a lot of power because there were no, like, juries, right? Like, she is the one making the decisions. Like, she hears the case, she presides on the case, she makes the decision and the ruling on the case.
Jeez.
Right? So, and she liked to play, like, really tough with the kids, like, if they came into court, she wanted to enforce dress codes, like, you can't have spaghetti straps if you're a girl, and if you were a boy, you, like, couldn't have the baggy pants and that sort of thing. Like, so, I want to share one story that kind of made attention, I guess, that ProPublica wrote about. And this story, to me, is so insane. It is insane to me. So buckle up, bitch, because here, it's going to be a bumpy motherfucking ride.
I'm writing down Buckle Up, Bitch, but I feel like we do have a podcast named Buckle Up. But.
So I encourage you to go to our show notes and find the article from ProPublica called, quote, Black Children Were Jailed for a Crime That Doesn't Exist. Almost nothing happened to the adults in charge. And it goes in to so much detail about this incident. And I'm going to kind of give you the highlights of it. But I really encourage you to read it because, again, I can't even believe that this woman did what she did. So back in 2016, some kids at an elementary school got in a fight. 5 and 6 year olds, right? They got in a fight. Right? But it happened after school, not on school property, at like some basketball court, right? And the cops end up showing up after, like the next day, to the school with petitions for the students who watched that fight and didn't stop it. okay? Because there were kids around videotaping the fight.
Right.
Like kids, I mean.
Right, yes, it happens. Go ahead.
All right, so here's the kicker, right? The video was posted online. So these kids take this video and it got posted online.
Okay.
But the video is really, 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 really filtered. Like it looks like blue and pink and like shapes. Like you cannot distinguish anybody's face.
Okay.
Okay? The voices could be heard. But looking at it, you couldn't tell who was who. And the police went in there and they're like, we're taking these kids. And they can't tell who's in this video or not.
My
they're
God.
just taking kids. Okay? So.
Again, I ask you, you have nothing else to do?
So.
There's no crimes happening? You're bothering fucking elementary school kids?
The other issue is, you know how schools have like an officer assigned to the school or whatever?
Yeah.
The officer assigned to that school, the other reason they couldn't tell like who was who is that officer refused. He refused to go to work. He's like, I'm not gonna like do this. Like he was so upset about what they were doing and what like his boss as the people in charge saying like, you have to go do this, that he didn't want to do it. According to Armstrong and Knight, he no-showed that day. And the article noted that the officer was afraid of crying or even having a heart attack because he was so stressed at having to potentially arrest the kids.
I don't understand who's pushing this.
So the article notes that several cops did try to stop what was happening, but a sergeant gave orders and those orders had to be followed. The principal of the school, Tammy Garrett, begged to call the kids' parents. Begged. No. To no avail. They're like,
you
sorry.
can't. You're not even allowed to do that. They're minors.
She also noted that one officer was saying not to get the kids. Another officer was saying, get the kids. And it's going back and forth. And finally, she felt pressure to like get these kids brought in. So 3 girls at first were brought in, a 6th grader, a 4th grader, and an 8-year-old 3rd grader. The cops arrested them. The principal said that she and the girls were crying. She said that the girls were like reaching for her, like screaming and crying.
God.
And she's crying, and they're like putting
Get out of here.
They're putting handcuffs on these kids.
Oh my God.
And the thing is like, in the video too, there's a girl going, stop it, stop it, stop it. They arrest that girl. And they're like, you didn't do enough. First of all, what is an 8-year-old supposed to do to stop a fight in the basketball court outside of school hours?
But who? Yeah. Why are they doing this?
Who knows?
The sergeant's telling them to? Who's telling the sergeant to arrest these kids?
This all is coming from the prosecutor, all this stuff.
What?
It's insane.
From a fucking fight? Did something happen at the fight? Did somebody get stabbed or something?
No,
like what? So this is what I mean. Like what is? Why is this this sense of urgency?
It's
this is nuts.
The thing that's like sad is like these cops, right? We're supposed to trust them, right?
Girl.
We're supposed to feel safe, right? You would hope like if something bad is happening and your kid is somewhere and they see a cop, right? At least you would think, oh my God, that person can help. No, they can't help, right? They're going to maybe be the person to hurt you. And the sad thing is one of the girls, the 6th grader, she wanted to be a cop when she grew up.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
This is just adding layers to this story.
I know. So in addition to the 3 girls, several others were arrested regarding that video. 11 in total.
Oh my God.
Here's the best part.
It sounds like they killed the president. Like, what the fuck are you doing? This is crazy.
It's insane. This is the best part. One of them wasn't even there. She was at a party celebrating a win with her basketball team. They arrested her and put her in jail.
Oh my God, this is so stupid.
She was in 4th grade.
Does evidence,
she was in 4th grade.
But does evidence mean anything to you? Like, I understand you're trying to uphold the law, whatever law you think is broken here on a basketball court. But like, does evidence not matter? Like, you can't even see who's in the video. Yeah. What are you doing? How is this even going to hold up in court? Except we're going to go to our good Judy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. Girl. So Judge Davenport, people flipped out and she came out with a statement. Quote, "We are in a crisis with our children in Rutherford County. I've never seen it this bad."
That's how it always is.
Right.
It's always
wild and crazy kids.
Like when I was a kid.
Wild and crazy kids. Give me a break.
You know what? Their parents are disciplining them. So that's my job now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean.
Girl, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep saying girl because I'm watching that Drag Race. I'm so sorry.
All right. So there wasn't a real crisis, right? Like you're saying. In fact, reports found that Davenport Davenport is the one who's breaking the law. She violated the law close to 200 times.
Whoa!
So the thing is, like, kids are not supposed to be kept in jail for a long time. And for the most part, these kids were just kids who were doing things that she didn't like. For example, according to Armstrong and Knight, if a kid would say, like, a curse word in the courtroom in front of the judge, she would sentence that child from 2 to 10 days.
Dang.
2 to 10 days. Because they cursed at her. Like, that's not a crime, right? And this was her response. Was I in violation? Heck yes. But am I going to allow a child to cuss anyone out? Heck no. This is her.
If somebody's using heck,
right there.
They just have not been fucked in a while. Like, there's just something not happening there.
Jeez.
That vagina is dusty.
Get them cobwebs out, girl.
Sorry about it.
Oh my God.
Heck, y'all. You'll never hear me say that. Hi. Hi.
Heck yes.
Heck
Heck
yes.
no. Heck yes. I mean.
H-E double hockey sticks.
Hell, baby. You can say it.
Ooh. Hi. That was so hot, Tina.
Okay, so she also acknowledged that she wasn't soft on the kids. She stated, I know I'm harsh. I'm very harsh. I like to think I'm fair, but I'm tough. But she wasn't fair, right? This filter system that she created defied the law and took kids with minor offenses like skipping school straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not get released to your parents. It's horrendous.
There's people who should not have power. Like, this is like
this is a lady.
Ego, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to know I'm HBIC, but, you know, she's HBIC in the wrong ways.
Yeah.
You know?
And she said, here's another crazy quote. And this is from a Daily Mail article that cites Davenport's 2012 radio appearance where she says, quote, I've locked up one 7-year-old in 13 years. And that was a heartbreak. But 8 and 9-year-olds and older are very common now.
But it's such a crazy sentence.
Like 8 and 9, like, do you understand, like, what a baby? That's a baby. What is that, 2nd grade?
Yes. Yes.
2nd graders, 3rd graders.
I
don't know what she's doing.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but she's insane.
So the other thing that she was doing is she was putting children in solitary confinement.
Oh my God.
Even after Obama banned solitary confinement for kids because of the psychological damage it would do.
Obama?
Yeah.
That's how long that was going on?
It was going on. Yeah.
This country is so
like,
goddamn fucked up.
She was putting children for hours, like 10 hours, and I was reading some of the kids who were impacted by this and how it destroyed them. It destroyed them.
Solitary confinement is to psychologically fuck with you.
Yeah.
To do that to a kid.
And to do that to a 12,
who's
13,
not with
14.
their parents. No one they know.
And how scary. And so State Senator Heidi Campbell, who was a Democrat, said, quote, while judges are given judicial discretion to interpret laws, they are not allowed to make up their own laws. And I don't even have to tell you this, but let's guess what demographic was detained and jailed more than any other in Miss Davenport's
also her
County.
She white too?
Yeah.
Right.
Guess.
No, it's black.
Yep. She's a racist.
Yeah.
I mean, are we allowed to say that?
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
In my opinion. All right, so what's also concerning is her statements regarding her purpose as a judge.
Well, let's just be clear, because the person I'm covering is the same kind of bitch. It's the same thing with the Moms for Liberty. These children's parents don't know what they're doing.
No.
So we are all going to be the parents now.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we think is best for your children. Right. And that's what she was doing. She's like, oh, these kids are not disciplined. I'm going to be the one to discipline them.
Give me a break.
I mean, it's so fucked up.
So Armstrong and Knight cite a comment Davenport gave to a newspaper. Quote, I'm here on a mission. It's not a job. It's God's mission.
Knew that was coming.
I'm tired of this. I am tired of God. And you know what? You know, you're talking about drag race and you're talking about all this stuff. And these Moms for Liberty and all these cuckoo nuts were like, we can't have drag races. We can't let our kids see this. Where They're the same people that will take their kids to, like, say, a Hooters, right?
Yeah.
They're the same kids that will pose in pictures with guns with their kids.
Yeah.
Right? They're the same people that will, I saw a picture of a family, and I don't care, like, fine, wear your fishnet stockings and your thong, and, like, you want to have a picture and have your kid there, fine. Do you. I don't give a shit. But how is that not, exposing kids to, like, sex, right?
Yeah.
So we know that it's not about that.
My favorite thing...
We know that it's not about that.
Yeah. But my favorite thing about all these people who are on a mission from God is that God has nothing... Like, well, hold on. Let me stop that.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the people with the missions of God is that they're on the worst mission. Right?
Yes.
Like God, like DeSantis literally 2 days before he was reelected put out a commercial saying God sent him.
Yeah.
Because we needed a fighter, a leader, a dad who was going to show his kids how to do shit.
Listen.
And like God sent him on a mission. God sent this woman on a mission.
Yeah. Let's think about God for a minute.
God sent me on a mission too.
Let's think about God.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done for me lately?
Dun, dun, dun,
What have you done for people? We have children being shot by AR-15s. We have
God wants the national gun of the United States to be an AR-15.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, why don't you guys go back to your own churches and go look at your, faith leaders and all their pedophilia? Why don't you spend your time fighting those monsters and leave everyone else alone? Because you guys got problems.
Stop judging people.
You got problems.
Stop judging people.
Like, get out.
Y'all are fucking just as gross and dirty as the rest of us. Believe me.
They're worse because
we all know what's going on in here.
They're
we all
worse
fucking know.
because they're so damn suppressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, honey,
Jesus.
believe me.
God,
you know what's happening. You know what's happening.
So damn suppressed. Like, it's. I'm sick of it. I am sick of religion. I was never a person that's like, you do you, I'll do me. I don't care. But now, like, I've been so traumatized by people throwing their religion down my throat that religion to me, I hear, or if anyone is there with a big cross on, I'm like, oh, God,
last I checked,
I don't want to be near them.
Yeah, but last I checked, God doesn't want you to center yourself. You're supposed to center him, right? So when someone says they're on a mission from God, I really would like to specifically ask you, when did he send you this message?
Yeah, please.
When did you get it? Because I don't remember God sending anybody fucking messages. It's they use that name to do this. And you're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that. And it is actually against God to do things like that.
I'm done. I'm done with these people.
God. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real fucking quick. Let me tell you something. I have fucking been judged way too much in the last month by a religious organization, and I'm fucking tired of it. It's directly fucking judging me and my decisions in my life. And it affects everything around me. It affects my children. It affects my relationships with everybody. I am tired of it too. Everybody's just trying to survive. God wants us to get to the end of our lives knowing that we've lived, that we've been kind to people, that we've done the best that we can do with what we've been given.
Can't we just go by the golden rule? Treat others how you want to be treated. That's it.
It doesn't include attacking communities, attacking locking up children. I gotta tell you, not the God I know. There's no message from God that says lock up children.
It's insane. And the fact that this ego that is tied to like this sense that they are somehow superior than everyone else. Nobody wants to go to the heaven that you've created. Like, go there. We don't want to go there anyway. When you're like, oh, you're going to go to hell. Thank God. If it's wherever is it's away from you in the afterlife, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
The furthest fucking place.
Ugh.
Send me to the pits of hell.
What a waste of fucking time.
Shit.
And also, it's a waste of time. Like Moms for Liberty. Bitch, you got nothing else to do?
They have nothing else to do.
Girl.
All right, so Armstrong cited another rep, State Rep Gloria Johnson, who said, quote, how can we keep a judge in place who sees herself as carrying out God's mission rather than carrying out the laws of the state?
Hello.
And again, separation of church and state. Like these people, right? I hate saying that phrase, these people. Mm-mm. But I'm going to say that the fringe or whatever this amalgam of Republicans is that exists today, love to talk about the Constitution, like you said at the top of the show. But they're like my mom's a cafeteria Catholic. I'm going to take what I like from it. Their cafeteria constitutionists. That's what they are. They pick and choose and they manipulate it to their choosing. It's so stupid. And the other thing is, they think everybody's dumb. DeSantis thinks everybody's stupid. We see through his bullshit. We just our hands are locked.
Yeah. Well, we're
you know
so
what I mean? We are tied.
Yeah.
So again, people across America, like, help. Bring the fire hose. We're burning. All right, sorry. I'm just so upset. So in the end, there were over 500 kids
Get the fuck out!
wrongly arrested.
Oh my God!
No charges, no sentencing. The aftermath. According to ProPublica's Ken Armstrong, due to the articles written regarding her actions, again, thank you, investigative journalists. Thank you, writers like Ken Armstrong. Her actions as a judge and from pressure of some lawmakers who were putting together a petition to have her removed, she chose not to seek re-election and retire instead. Isn't that nice that she gets to do that? Here's her announcement. Quote, after prayerful thought and talking with my family, I have decided not to run for re-election after serving more than 22 years on the bench. I will always look back at my time as judge as one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'm so proud of what this court has accomplished in the last 2 decades and how it has positively affected the lives of young people and families in Rutherford County. I wish my successor the best and hope that this job provides the same fulfillment, blah, blah,
So
blah,
God didn't
blah,
ask her
blah.
to retire? God didn't ask her to not run for re-election?
Well,
Surprised
yeah. I mean,
that
if he was
wasn't-
she's doing God's work. Like, what? Why retire, right? I personally think she should face charges.
Oh, absolutely.
There is a change.org petition that I put in my show notes, and it's from a couple years ago, and they still are like looking for, and some people have signed it recently. So they're looking to have her charged, and they want like a certain number. So please go on there and just like, sign your name. Let's help them out. The families of the victims who were falsely imprisoned filed a class action lawsuit against the county.
Big.
And according to Alexis Marshall's and Emily Siner's WPLN article, they got $6 million.
Holy shit.
So money, obviously can't heal damage done to these kids and families, but I really feel like they should have gotten more, because with close to like 500 folks filing and the fees and whatnot, I think they said it's about $6,000 to $10,000 per family, something like that, like at the end of the day. I like this aftermath. Middle Tennessee State University no longer allows Davenport to work as an adjunct. They're like, bye, we don't want you here.
Good.
Travis Lampley, a Republican, was elected in 22 as the new juvenile court judge. He has promised to restore confidence in the system. So let's hope for the kids' sake that he can do that. And then a couple points of interest. This bitch, according to her bio, was named fellow by the Center of Juvenile Justice Reform at Georgetown in D.C., but they revoked that shit. Bye! I was like, yes! Oh, God, it made me so happy, because I'm like, Georgetown, like,
Here's Georgetown. Dear Judge Davenport, God told us you're not on a mission to work here, so fuck you!
Yes. Bye. Yeah, God's like, we don't have any time for you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I also found funny.
Yes.
She failed the bar exam.
What?
4 times. And finally passed it on the 5th try. Is this?
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm not trying to judge people.
No, we're judging.
Bar exam's hard, but 5 times, girl.
Judge Davenport. God just whispered something in my ear. He said, "She's stupid."
Yeah. I mean, where was God? I mean, he didn't come, like the light of God didn't shine down through your number 2 through your number 2 pencil to help you bubble in that test.
God must not want me to pass right now. I must be in a different mission.
The other thing that was upsetting is that she was the first female judge to serve in Rutherford County. And, like, you got to mess it all up.
Yeah, we can't.
You got to trash it.
This is it. Don't elect women to be judges. Forget it. We can't do it.
Well, don't elect, these...
racist white biatches.
Yeah, the racist white women, we can't have it. I'm sorry.
No.
Like, just please.
Sorry, go ahead.
Actor D.L. Hewley.
Oh, yeah.
He spoke at Middle Tennessee for Black History Month in 2022, and he was condemning the actions of the judge.
Get it, bitch?
Yeah, and not only that, he pointed out that there had to be a lot of folks out there looking the other way to allow this to go on for so long. And he said that she should be jailed for her actions, and I agree. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is the stuff. Like, I would love to have him come on the show. Like, I mean, I know we can't get big famous people like this, but like, you know, these are the important conversations. And yes, I am not a fan of like, oh, just because you're a celebrity, you should, you know, be elected president. But, you know, you do have a platform. And I think it's important to call shit out on your platform. There's a lot of people who aren't paying attention, who like you, and like they'll pay attention to that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Also, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, wait. What did he say again? What did he say about her?
Oh, that she should be jailed, and that a lot of people were turning the other way.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. So when you're working in a courtroom, like the court reporters and the clerk and the bailiffs, all of those people you work with, stay in the courtroom with that. They work like directly with that judge. Usually they stay in the same. So people were watching this happen for a very long time and didn't say anything.
Oh my God. And
so they either agreed with her or they were too scared, didn't want to lose their job, and said nothing.
Right. And like when you go through, I really encourage you to read the ProPublica articles, and you read through like the accounts from the kids, like what they say about how this impacted them, like now that it, you know, years have gone by, and some of them who were in there for a long time, and some of them who they felt like an animal, the kids who were in solitary.
No, it's not good.
It's going to take a lot of work, and yes, they won this class action lawsuit, but therapy's expensive. You know what I mean?
It's a lifetime. It's gonna be a lifetime.
And how has this stunted them to go to college or try to be successful? You know, like this is on their academic record. Like there's so many roadblocks that have been put in front of them for kids who were wrongly accused.
I was going to say, the worst part is like, even if a kid commits a real crime, that's also a cry for help.
Yes.
You know, it could be a socioeconomic thing. It doesn't matter what it is. The way that the court and the law should be handling children is not in this way. But then when you're also arresting kids who were standing there watching a fight and putting them through this, that's fucking, they're non-crimes.
And I get it. I mean, what is it? They must have some law that's like a bystander law, or like, you know what I mean? Like that, you know, some states I think have that, like if you witness something, like you're supposed to interact, or I don't know.
It's like the last episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah. There's some kind of law, like, but these are, again, children. Like children aren't, their brain isn't developed, right? They don't know impulse control. Like they, you know what I mean? And to them, like,
it's fucked up.
They grow up on these, phones, you know, like that's what they know to do. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is stupid. And especially when the one girl who's on the stupid tape going, no, stop, no, she gets arrested for not trying to stop it. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. All right. That's that's the story of the jail and Judge Davenport.
Well, are you ready?
Yeah.
Because I am doing, like I said last week, a ripe cunt. We got two cunts on the podcast today.
Oh,
and I'm not talking about the two of us.
Woo! See you next Tuesday.
Hey!
Do you remember that? See you next Tuesday.
Girl, of course.
Everybody knows that. Do you think kids today know that?
Maybe.
See you next Tuesday.
Maybe.
I'm going to ask my son.
Okay. Let us know next week.
Okay.
I'm doing anti-LGBTQ loudmouth Anita Bryant.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe
we haven't done her.
And let me tell you something else. This, like I said last week, it screams what's happening right now.
Her.
Like this, the shit she was saying is echoed today. And it's just like so lame that y'all can't come up with your own bullshit.
I wonder if, I saw something about her. You'll probably cover it.
Okay. So she was born in Barnesdale, Oklahoma. After her parents divorced, her father went into the U.S. Army and her mother went to work for the Air Force Base, taking her children to live with the grandparents. So when she went to live with her grandparents at 2 years old, her grandfather taught her the song Jesus Loves Me. Oh. And so she, like, you know, of course, falls in love with Jesus and singing, and she starts singing at like the fairgrounds and all this stuff in Oklahoma.
Okay, I mean, do you, whatever.
Yeah. She sang occasionally on radio and television and was invited to audition when Arthur Godfrey's talent show came to town. And she became Miss Oklahoma in 1958 and was second runner-up in 1959 to the Miss America pageant at age 18. In 1960, she married Bob Green, a Miami disc jockey, and had 4 children. She appeared early in her career on the NBC interview program Here's Hollywood, and on the same network's The Ford Show, starring Tennessee Ernie Ford. Okay, so she's known.
Yeah,
right?
So she's
like
know
who she is.
Yeah, like a low-level celeb and a local celeb.
Yeah. But between 1964 and 69, Bryant performed at multiple White House functions, including both the Democratic Convention in Chicago and the Miami Republican Convention in 1968, which I think my mom was protesting outside of, by the way. Yeah. From 1961 until 1968, Bryant frequently joined Bob Hope on holiday tours for the USO. She again traveled with Hope for televised shows during the Vietnam War. And she had a moderate pop hit with the song Till There Was You in 1959. It only reached number 30 on the charts.
Well, still.
And it was from the Broadway production of The Music Man. She also had 3 hits that reached the top 20 in the U.S. Paper Roses, In My Little Corner of the World, and Wonderland by Night. And they sold like over 1 million copies, and they got like a gold disc, whatever.
Okay, all right, Miss Singy Sing Sing.
I don't want to talk about all the things that she's accomplished. I just want to get into the dirt.
All right.
In 1969, Bryant became a spokeswoman for the Florida Citrus Commission, and nationally televised commercials featured her singing "Come to the Florida Sunshine Tree" and stating the commercial's tagline, "Breakfast without orange juice is a day without sunshine."
Oh.
And later the slogan became, "It just isn't for breakfast anymore."
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, well, at DeSantis, we have a citrus crisis in this state. What are you doing about it?
Yeah, it's not a breakfast without orange juice.
Yeah.
In addition, during that time, she appeared in advertisements for Coca-Cola, Kraft Foods, Holiday Inn, and Tupperware. In the 1970s, Bryant teamed up with Disney character Orange Bird, with whom she appeared in several orange juice commercials. You know that little bird? The head looks like an orange, kind of. No?
I don't think...
Maybe it had to be there. She also sang the Orange Bird song and narrated the Orange Bird record album with music written by the Sherman Brothers. Damn it, I should put it in my notes. I should put a picture.
I wonder if she sang the commercial that I still remember when I lived in Pennsylvania.
Oh, the song that you've sung on the podcast before?
Yeah. Come to Florida.
Right, now, do you know the rest?
When you need it bad. We've got it good. When you need it bad, come to Florida. No, don't come. Yeah. Don't.
Bitch, the traffic is bad. Stay the fuck out.
Traffic girl.
Motherfuckers.
I am like, what? An 8-minute ride to your house?
Trying to come down to this intersection over here?
Let me tell you, the other day, I had to bring my son swimming.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
It took me to get from my house to here.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Listen, first of all, did you come through Pompano?
No, I made the mistake of going down Federal and
okay. I was gonna say if you had come this way, it would have been even worse because they have that whole intersection blocked up.
It's a mess.
People are out of their fucking minds.
And all I see is high rise.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
They're building another one right here in the neighborhood.
Yes.
But there's another one gonna go up. That's not even started yet.
Oh.
Where that old church is. They're going to put like a huge building there. And by the way, as the de facto president of my civic association, because I haven't had meetings in 3 years. 3 years ago, we were fighting they haven't, you know what, I'm not going to get into old Pompano news. Like, please, we're fucking an hour into this bitch. It's like a birthday celebration. Okay? We're talking about Pompano.
Pompano. Let's make up a song for Pompano. Come to Pompano.
I don't know what I'm doing, but okay.
All right, this podcast is getting out of control.
God damn it, Bridgers. Get back on topic. All right. Damn it. Will you take me to space with you?
Oh, I mean, look how
We're going to go to space later, baby.
Cute.
Oh, hey. Will you sleep with me tonight?
Oh, but look how cute, adorable
You're going to have to hold on to me.
With that big helmet.
You're going to have to hold on to me.
You know what they say? Big helmet, big...
Cock. Will you sleep with me tonight? Yeah, but you're going to have to hold on to me because I'm going to float away.
Oh.
I'm already going to be floating.
Oh. This is the best.
This balloon is a trip. Okay, so she also published her cookbook, Bless This Food, the Anita Bryant Family Cookbook, described as, quote, much more than a cookbook. This is a story of a family devoted to Christ.
God.
That doesn't sound like it's delicious.
Imagine those 4 kids. They're like, get me the fuck.
That's like raisins in the potato salad kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Bryant sang the Battle Hymn of the Republic during the halftime show of Super Bowl.
What?
5? That can't be 5. What's V? Is that 5?
5, yeah.
In 1971, and at the graveside services for President of the United States and big dick aficionado Lyndon B. Johnson in 1973.
This girl got around.
Lyndon B. Johnson would go like this. Put his dick right out on the table.
But no, he used it as a lasso to like bring those girls
Excuse me, President Johnson, what gives you the right to take us to Vietnam? Pulls his dick out in front of the press. This is why. On the plane. Let's not forget that story. Just pulls his pants down, shows everybody his giant cock.
Can you imagine that?
I've said cock twice on the podcast today. Or 3 times now.
Who's got a picture? Someone's like, does anyone have a picture of this? Can we verify this?
Oh, honey. I think he did. Remember you said he was very intimidating? Like, he had BDE.
I know, but so who's got where are the Polaroids? They're in a box in someone's attic. You know there's a box in someone's attic of these pics of LBJ, BJ. BJ Bridgers. Hey! Oh my God. Okay, sorry. We're going off the rails.
He's best known, Bryant is known for her anti-gay rights activism. So here we fucking go. On March 23rd, 1969, Bryant participated in Rally for Decency at the Orange Bowl to protest an incident involving Jim Morrison and the Doors performance in Miami, Florida in 1969. This is very famous.
Yeah.
Jim Morrison was known for being high as fuck and drunk on stage, and he'd take all his clothes off. Well, this was happening like all these different venues. And he comes to Miami, and the police were there. And they said to him, keep them motherfucking pants on, bitch. And he was all fucked up, and he pulled that dick out.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know you don't like Jim Morrison. But
no,
I think
I fucking hate him.
I think he's hot.
No.
And I would have been like, get me front stage. Right there.
Could you imagine Eddie Vedder pulled his dick out on stage? Girl, Tina would be fighting people to get up on stage. Give me that dick. But like this. But yeah, that's something when I was reading this, I was like, who cares about Jim Morrison's dick? But also. What is with people who get high and drunk and all of a sudden it's like, I need to like free my body.
I mean, well.
Yeah, all right. Never mind. I'm talking to one who used to be like this. Well, so what was it like? You're just like, fuck it. Who cares?
What?
Like free your body?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that might be a Patreon.
She's a grown-ass woman. She's not going to talk about this in public.
Come on.
So in 1977, Dade County, Florida, passed an ordinance. It's Miami-Dade now, but it was Dade County at the time. Passed an ordinance sponsored by Bryant's former friend, Ruth Shack, that prohibited discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. Great. We don't want to discriminate against people because they're gay. It's 1977.
Right.
Gay rights is fucking firing up. The AIDS crisis has started.
Yeah.
And this woman takes it upon herself to do this. So she's used to be friends with Bryant, and Bryant fucking loses her mind. And she leads a highly publicized campaign to repeal the ordinance as the leader of a coalition she named Save Our Children.
Oh, God, I'm so sick of this. Save our children. Again. Can we go look at the churches?
Gay rights.
Can we go look at the churches and look at and I'm not saying this about that. There are so many good, youth pastors and ministers and all of that in the world. But churches, Catholic Church alone, the Catholic Church alone, and these other like Jesus camp things where all of this damaging stuff is happening and rapes are happening. Spend your time there.
The campaign was based on conservative Christian beliefs regarding the sinfulness of homosexuality and the proposed threat of homosexual recruitment of children and child molestation. That the homosexuals are the child molesters.
It doesn't
I never have understood trying to connect pedophilia with homosexuality.
I don't get it either.
Homosexuals like grown adults.
Yeah.
Pedophiles like children. Those are two different things.
I don't get it.
Two different groups of people.
I just don't get it. And like, what they're afraid, like, if it's a gay man and a boy, like something's going to happen.
Oh, she's going to get into it.
But what about a grown woman and a boy?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's just like a grown woman and a boy, or a grown man and a girl. It doesn't make any sense.
Because they're only thinking about sex. They're not thinking about people, like adults. You know what I mean?
Weird.
So she stated, quote, What these people really want, hidden behind obscure legal phrases, is the legal right to propose to our children that theirs is an acceptable alternate way of life. I will lead such a crusade to stop it as this country has not seen before, end quote. And she does.
Guess what?
And
it
she
is
does.
acceptable. How about that?
She also perpetuated the idea of the gay community recruiting children through child abuse to become homosexuals themselves. When Shaq and other leaders refused to vote in opposition to the ordinance as per her request, she pleaded with families directly, and she said, quote, "The recruitment of our children is absolutely necessary for the survival and growth of homosexuality. For since homosexuals cannot reproduce, they must recruit, must freshen their ranks," end quote. The campaign marked the beginning of an organized opposition to gay rights that spread across the nation. So she's the mother of this movement. Jerry Falwell Sr. went to Miami to help Bryant. We all know about that motherfucker who should also be covered on the podcast. She made the following statements during the campaign, quote, "As a mother, I know that homosexuals cannot biologically reproduce children. Therefore, they must recruit our children." And she said, quote, "If gays are granted rights, next we'll have to give rights to prostitutes, to people who sleep with St. Bernards, and nail biters," end quote. She also said, quote, "All America and all the world will hear what the people have said, and with God's continued help, we will prevail in our fight to repeal similar laws throughout the nation," end quote.
They view homosexuality as deviant, and then they lump it in with anything else that they deem deviant behavior, and in their mind, it's all the same. That's what it is.
Right. The name of the campaign had to be changed to, quote, "Protect America's Children," is what it was called, because of legal action by the Save the Children Foundation.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
Protect America's Children. Again, who the fuck asked you?
No one asked you.
Who the fuck asked you to pick up the fucking mantle and become the fucking spokesperson for this?
But guess what?
I don't need your help protecting my children, motherfucker.
But not for nothing. I feel like we need to take this name because now children do need protected. They have no access to intellectual discourse. They cannot have freedom of expression. They cannot have freedom of their sexuality. They cannot talk about their families. Like we're harming. You guys are harming children.
On June 7th, 1977, Bryant's campaign led to a repeal of the anti-discrimination ordinance by a margin of 69 to 31%. They put it on the ballot, and they had people vote, and it was repealed. However, the success of Bryant's campaign galvanized her opponents, and the gay community retaliated against her by forming the Coalition for Human Rights and the Miami Victory Campaign, who organized a boycott of orange juice.
Oh!
Let me tell you what the gays did. Are you fucking ready for this? This is the tea, bitch. This fucking shit gave me life.
It gave me life for everything.
Gay bars all over North America stopped serving screwdrivers, which is orange juice vodka, and replaced them with what they called the Anita Bryant cocktail.
No!
Which was made with vodka and apple juice. Okay? And you know this did, by the way, totally did damage the orange juice business.
It's all about the pocketbooks, right?
Okay.
It's all about the money. It's
Loved
all
it.
about the money.
Love.
Can we kind of learn from this and do something in Florida? Hit people where it hurts?
Yeah. Also, merchandise such as buttons, bumper stickers, and t-shirts with slogans such as, quote, "A day without human rights is like a day without sunshine," were sold to push the anti-discrimination movement further. This is like her orange juice.
This shirt.
A day without orange juice is a day without sunshine. No, a day without human fucking rights.
Can we make a muck version of that?
Yeah, I love it. Bold. I'm making it bold in there. Sales and proceeds went to gay rights activists to help fund their fight against Bryant and her campaign. Bryant became one of the first persons to be publicly assaulted by being pied as a political act. Have you seen this video?
No!
Oh my God.
Pie in the face.
Pie in the fucking face. During a television appearance in Iowa on October 4th, 1977, Bryant was assaulted by a pie thrown at her by Tom L. Higgins. I mean, she's talking and he's like, boom, right in the fucking face. Oh, one of my little friends
what
got
kind
my
of pie?
coffee.
Do we know what kind of pie?
Okay, here we go. Bryant quipped, quote, "At least it's a fruit pie," making a pun on the derogatory slur of fruit for a gay man. While covered in pie after the assault, she began to pray to God to forgive the activist for his deviant lifestyle before bursting into tears as the cameras continued rolling. Bryant's husband said that he would not retaliate, but followed the protesters outside and threw a pie at them. By this time, gay activists ensured that the boycott in Florida orange juice had become more prominent and was supported by many celebrities, including Paul Williams, Vincent Price, and Jane Fonda. Johnny Carson also made Bryant a regular target of ridicule in his nightly monologues. In 1978, Bryant and Bob Greene told their story of their campaign in a book called At Any Cost. Guess what? It cost her, and it cost her everything.
Snoozer.
It cost her everything.
Good.
The gay community continued to regard Bryant's name as synonymous with bigotry and homophobia. Her name became a call to action for gay rights activists and motivated many to picket her events, host anti-Bryant protests across the country, and increase attendance in and frequency of pride marches. So anytime she went to like do a performance, there was a fucking storm of gays outside with like, she's a bigot, and people didn't want to book her anymore. Like she became a target.
Oh,
of, like,
I love this. I love this. I love this. This is what we need.
But of course, she thinks she's doing the right thing. So she leads several more campaigns around the country to repeal local anti-discrimination ordinances, including campaigns in St. Paul, Minnesota, Wichita, Kansas, and Eugene, Oregon. In 1978, her success led to the Briggs Initiative in California, which would have made pro-gay statements regarding homosexual people or homosexuality by any public school employee cause for dismissal. This is Don't Say Gay. They called it the Briggs Initiative. In 1978, they were trying to do this in California. This is what she was doing there. So nobody working in a school could talk about gay. This is all repeated bullshit, by the way. Okay? But grassroots liberal organizations, which we don't have very strong groups here in Florida, chiefly in Los Angeles and the San Francisco Bay Area, organized to defeat the initiative. Days before the election, the California Democratic Party opposed the proposed election, which, by the way, in 1978, gay wasn't like, there wasn't a party who was supporting gay communities. Right. So the fact that this party came out against this was huge, right? President Jimmy Carter, Governor Jerry Brown, former President Gerald Ford, and former Governor of California Ronald Reagan, then planning a run for presidency, all voiced opposition to the initiative, and it ultimately suffered a massive defeat at the polls, which is what we need. Bipartisan support to defeat this stuff. We need people coming out and saying, no, no, no. But we're so divided now.
It is incredible how divided we are.
I know. It's really sad because we weren't always like this.
No.
In 1998, the Miami-Dade County Commission narrowly reinstated the ordinance protecting individuals from discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation by a narrow vote of 7-6. So 21 years later, they finally allow this back up. But think about how progressive Miami was to have that in the first place in the 70s, In 2002, a ballot initiative to repeal the 1998 law called Amendment 4 was voted down by 56% of the voters in Miami-Dade. So they, again, put it on the ballot, and the people there, of course, are like, hell no, we're keeping it. In 2021, Bryant's granddaughter, Sarah Green, came out publicly on an episode of Slate's one-year podcast series by announcing her pending marriage to a woman, although she was having difficulty deciding whether she should invite her grandmother to the ceremony. Okay.
Oh, this is the thing. Like, everybody knows someone who is part of the LGBTQ plus community. Everybody knows someone who has had an abortion. Everybody knows someone who, even on the fringe level has been impacted by gun violence. Like, we all know people that are being impacted by these things. Like, what are we doing? Like, think about the people within your own life and the harm you're doing to the people that you love, if it's got to come to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are people you supposedly love.
And also, like, I think about my children, and I know that I'm open-minded and liberal or whatever, but, like, we don't know what will happen with our children.
We don't.
And they don't know yet. Like, I know
our kids are young.
My kids are both going through, they're at the age where they're trying to figure things out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, you better stay open because there's going to be a day that they could judge you.
Right.
And you want to make sure that those are people who are going to accept you.
And I'm going to tell you, like, to the end of the world and back and more for my kids. I don't care what they come to me and say. I would never in a million years make my children feel like they are not safe or are not loved. Never.
Ever.
And all these God-fearing people, what is that?
Yeah, you got to be really careful. You got to be really, really careful.
These are your children.
Oh, dude. So, like I said, she loses everything. Good. The fallout from Bryant's political activism hurt her business and entertainment career. In February 1977, the Singer Corporation rescinded an offer to sponsor an upcoming weekly variety show because of the, quote, extensive national publicity arising from controversial political activities, end quote. 1977.
Yeah, they don't want to see your stupid show.
Bryant's
marriage. Go on what is that, the Truth Network? Go there.
Yeah, here's my favorite. You ready for my favorite fucking part of the whole thing? The best. Bryant's marriage to Bob Greene also failed at this time, and in 1980, she divorced him, citing emotional abuse and latent suicidal thoughts. Greene refused to accept this, saying that his fundamentalist religious beliefs did not recognize civil divorce, and that she was still his wife in God's eyes.
Uh-oh. No.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
In 2007, Greene stated, quote, so they did an interview with him in this like Miami paper. This is 2007, and they were asking about all this stuff, and they're like, "Do you blame the gay people for like she lost her career?" And he said, "Quote, blame gay people? I do. Their stated goal was to put her out of business and destroy her career, and that's what they did, and it's unfair." End quote.
Shit, it was her.
She was trying, but they were trying to destroy her career. She was trying to destroy their rights.
Yes.
She was trying to say that they did not deserve the same rights that she had.
Sorry that they retaliated against her, buffoonery.
Yeah. Her fucking shenanigans. But you know what? You want to roll the dice and be a fucking bigot, out loud and proud?
Wow.
Be prepared to lose your fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's how these Proud Boys, these white Proud Boys are outside of a temple in Orlando. Have you seen those videos? Like yelling dirty Jews, go back to Israel. You want your face to be out there? Like they're not hiding behind anything anymore. They should lose every fucking thing.
And let me tell you, today,
and I just wanted to be very clear that they're yelling horrible slurs at people.
So there's an anti-hate rally in South Florida, Illinois. There's like 4 states. South Florida is one of them. There is an anti-hate rally by white supremacists occurring. Like they have police presence at synagogues across South Florida today because of potential violence.
And DeSantis will say nothing.
Oh,
he'll say nothing.
He's the biggest racist.
He says nothing about any of this.
Allegedly.
He never says anything about it. What a fucking leader this is. Anyway, the fucking husband's all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
Some Christian
are they still married or did they divorce?
No, bitch, they got divorced. So here's the tea. Here's the tea. Some Christian fundamentalist audiences and venues shunned Bryant after her divorce. Right? Not acceptable.
Yeah.
Because she was no longer invited to appear at their events, she lost a major source of income. The Florida Citrus Commission also allowed her contract to lapse after the divorce, stating that Bryant had worn out as a spokesperson.
Ooh, girl. Ooh. Worn out? That is...
Say about a lady, that ain't nice. Mm-mm. Bryant rapidly became an object of ridicule as her image shifted from being a model Christian spokeswoman to that of a self-righteous bigot.
Ooh. Well,
sorry about it. Sorry about it.
We reap what we sow. Isn't that what the Bible says?
Oh, I think that God did say that. I know he said that. I don't know about all the other missions he's sending people on, but that fucking shit sounds right. The decline of her reputation was aided by the Tonight Show host Johnny Carson and other talk show hosts and comedians as they mocked her and her actions to the greater public. Okay. This led to many of her endorsements being canceled and sponsors to drop her from their labels as she seemed to be a liability to them.
Because guess what? Corporate America, corporate greed, they don't care.
They care about the bottom line,
all
bitch.
they want is that money.
Yeah. With 3 of her 4 children, she moved from Miami to Selma, Alabama, and later to Atlanta, Georgia. In a 1980 Ladies' Home Journal article, she said, and I fucking quote,
"Oh, God.
The church needs to wake up and find some way to cope with divorce and women's problems," end quote.
So people got to change for you, but you can't change for nobody.
I mean, the hypocrisy of
this. There's no self-reflection happening.
The worst part, too, the thing that always blows my mind is they think there aren't gay Christians.
I know.
You think there's people sitting next to you in church that aren't fucking gay? Give me a break. Yeah, there are so many
people
gay people who are religious.
And have their faith.
Yeah. There's a contestant right now, I'm watching season 12 of Drag Race, and there's someone on there right now who's, I forgot which, it's Christian, but she goes, I'm religious, Jesus is great, but no pressure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, but they're trying to, but now, of course, you need to rethink how you think about divorced women. Oh, really? Oh, because you're uncomfortable?
Yeah, because now your life has been disrupted.
You're right.
By
I forgot
your judgments of the church.
I forgot you're a white woman. We all should be bending to your fucking will.
I love that. Like,
bitch.
now God's law has to change because it doesn't fit your story anymore.
Bryant then also commented in the article on her anti-gay views and said, quote, "I'm more inclined to say live and let live. Just don't flaunt it or try to legalize it," end quote. In 2012 interview, her son Robert Green Jr. said, quote, "She would be putting a lot more energy into fighting gay rights if she felt as strongly as she did," end quote. Like, she's not really in it anymore. Bryant married her second husband, Charlie Hobson Dry, in 1990, and the couple tried to reestablish her music career in a series of small venues. They opened Anita Bryant's Music Mansion in Tennessee, and the establishment combined Bryant's performances of her successful songs from early in her career with a, quote, "lengthy segment in which she preached her Christian beliefs," end quote.
Nobody wants to hear it, girl.
The venture was not successful.
I mean, why couldn't you just stick to playing the guitar or whatever the hell she did, like, and sing a song? Why are you the God stuff is what destroyed you? Like, what are you doing?
It's so stupid. People just don't hear that train coming. You know, they're on the tracks and they're just like, let's just keep going.
Yeah, Jesus.
The venture was not successful, and the Music Mansion, which had missed many payrolls, filed for bankruptcy in 2001, with Bryant and Dry leaving behind a series of unpaid employees and creditors. Bryant also spent part of the 90s in Branson, Missouri, where the state and federal governments both filed liens claiming more than $116,000 in unpaid taxes. So they're stiffing the government now. Bryant and Dry also filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Arkansas in 1997 after piling up bills from a failed Anita Bryant show in Eureka Springs. Among the debts was more than $172,000, about $290,000 today, in unpaid state and federal taxes.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Girl.
So she's basically living quietly now.
You better put that song on Spotify or something.
You can get a quarter of a penny off of this song when somebody listens to it. And that's Anita Bryant.
You know, I'm kind of stuck on something you said, like, way earlier.
What?
Because, you know, with a campaign like this, right, it's all about, like, trying to have a calculated move to enforce legislation or put bills up. And you telling me that DeSantis has a book coming out.
Yeah.
And it's giving me flashbacks of your Newt Gingrich pamphlet.
Yes.
It's giving me. Like,
that's what the book is supposedly like. It's a plan. It's a plan. It says this is what I did in Florida, and this is how we can apply it.
Okay, so
nationwide.
Democrats, where's our book? Where is our book?
Girl, please.
Where? Is there one person in the Democratic Party that can't put a plan together?
Here's what Democrats do. The last week of October before an election, they get on their knees and they say, all right, help us. That's their plan. Let's fucking toss a coin and see what the fuck happens.
Oh, my God. I can't.
That's what they do.
All right, well.
Hey.
Oh, do you want to do the book quote?
Oh, yeah.
You want to read it?
This was a huge success. People loved it, by the way.
They did?
Fucking A.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this is something we should be doing.
Do you want to read it?
Oh, yeah, I'll read it.
Okay, this is from The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope I read it with the right inflection. I know you do a little.
Do I?
Yeah, you. It's very much my mother. You know, my mother's an English major. Oh, she just shit herself. Look at her. Yeah, she just shit herself.
Can I talk to your mom about books?
Oh, please. She would love it. Okay, are you ready?
Okay. I'm so excited to hear that.
This is from what? Oh, The
Handmaid's Tale. Margaret Atwood.
Today's Mux Band book moment is from The Handmaid's Tale. And Tina had to pull it because I don't read books. Well, I ban books too, but not because of anything controversial. I just don't like to read, honey. Oh.
You break my heart.
I say my things that upset Tina.
Breaking. Don't shatter my heart.
Okay. We were the people who were not in the papers. We lived in the blank white spaces at the edges of print. It gave us more freedom. We lived in the gaps between the stories.
Oh, isn't that so good?
It's so good,
so
Tina.
Beautiful, so beautiful, and I feel like that's where we are. Where we're going to end up being, we got to figure it out.
Nobody's coming.
No one's coming.
This is it. You know, I hate to sound doom and gloom, but listen, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. I'm really at a loss. There's no current party here. I mean, leader aside, who's ever going to get elected today? We don't have a party. They have a hell of a job on their hands. And whoever it is out of these two women, they have to fight to unite the party. And everybody who's supporting somebody, the person that loses, whoever that may be.
You got to get on board with
You got to get your shit together.
Because I'm going to get on board with whoever.
Me too. And let me tell you something else. Your ego and what you think is power because you run a club or a caucus or you're a committee person, you are a fucking nobody. You need to understand that the work you're doing are for the kids who can't get these books, are for the kids that have to stay in the closet, are for the kids who can't afford to get lunch at school, or for the teachers who are scared to teach because they might get shot or they'll get fired for expressing an opinion that's against what the governor doesn't follow. That's who you're fighting for. That's who you're working for. You are nobody. You are working for everybody else. That's your job. Fucking do your job. It's not about you. It's not about who's going to be get to do the interviews and puts the quotes out and responds to DeSantis and whatever. Stop the shenanigans. Get the fuck to work.
And please, I don't know. We have to have some brilliant minds in this party. We have to have some strategists in this party that can be. We need a Democratic Newt Gingrich. We need a Democrat DeSantis, someone that has a very clear, simple plan, because Republicans run on simplicity. They run on a simplicity of ideas, and we need something similar because, like, if it's too convoluted, people check out, right? So, like, can we just focus on the economy? Like that's the thing we need to focus on. Jobs, economy, like, you know, those are the things, especially in this state, when we are all suffering.
People are losing their homes.
We are losing our homes.
And there's nowhere to rent. The rent is twice as expensive. It's a goddamn catastrophe. And not to mention, then you got hurricanes over your head. You know what I mean? Like, we're coming back up on hurricanes season soon.
And we're stressed out.
And then what? And so my also thing to the FDP and anybody working inside any party on any fucking level, any part of the Democratic Party, we need honesty and truth. We don't have time to glad hand our friends. If your friend is running the party or is a committee person or is a leader, any part of the party anywhere, be honest with them.
Yeah.
Be honest with them and tell them you're not capable of doing this, or here's the things we should be focusing on, and I'm going to recruit 5 people to come with me, but I need you to follow this plan. People aren't coming to the party because the party doesn't do work.
And I would love to go to a Broward Dems party meeting and have someone with a PowerPoint that is like, here is our 5-point plan for this set number of, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Like, what is the strategic plan? I want to see it so I can go, okay, step 1, this is what we're going to do. Step 2 is this. Like, I want to see the tier. I want to know, I want something. And there's got to be someone that can put something very clear and simple for us to do as calls to action, as something that is very clear.
Let me be clear. They have plans. They don't execute them. And I have to say this, and I'm going to say this because I'm sure people from the party listen, and this is not an attack on any of you, because here's the thing. There's women that work in that party that do the work.
There's a lot of women doing
There's people
the work.
up, and it's like you pull back the curtain on any fucking organization. There's women who are up, who are the strong ones, who are doing the work, upholding the men. And so maybe they should get they should get the fuck out of the way. But here's the thing. They can't put a budget out correctly. I know I don't go to the meetings, but I hear about it. And if you can't put a budget out correctly, how are you going to execute a plan? Anybody can write a plan. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
But you got to do the work.
Yeah.
And
steps.
Rick, who is the chair in Broward, put this, I went to the FDP website and I read about all the candidates, and his plan sounds great, but I'd like you to see you do that in Broward. Like, is that too much to ask? That we do that in Broward and not blame the state for not giving us money, not blame people for not showing up and volunteering, not blaming Democrats who didn't come out to vote. Like, what are we doing to execute the plan that you already have?
Right. If Dems didn't come out to vote, it's because we didn't do enough to get Dems to come out to vote.
I don't want to hear another goddamn motherfucker on any level of this party pointing a finger at somebody else. Stop it. Stop it. You are unappealing as a party. Nobody gives a fuck. And if you haven't, we got goddamn Ron DeSantis for 4 years just now. We got him for another 4 years. If you can't sell his bad legislation, how it's crushing every goddamn person here, you are fucking losers. How could you not sell that message?
I know.
He's literally fucking killing us. Oh, I thought I didn't scream on the podcast anymore, but here I am with my blood pressure.
Happy birthday!
We're going to end the podcast with me doing a twirl in this fucking dress, bitch. Because guess what? This is her 45th year on the planet.
Look at this beautiful, beautiful,
and this bitch
beautiful,
is going to crush it. She's going to crush it.
Beautiful.
All right, here comes my twirl.
I'm so excited.
I don't give a fuck anymore.
Let's end it with a twirl.
Okay.
We need this.
Oh, let me put my crown back on.
We need a twirl.
Let's go, Bridgers.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready, podcast fam? Oh,
can you see all that fringe? Can you see all that
I see the spin. I see the fringe. I see it all. It's beautiful.
Woo! Yeah! This is my whole day is going to be doing this all day.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right.
Happy
That's
birthday.
it. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for my record.